welcome to Mike's Custom Garage.
Okay, so this week we're going to start doing body work on the quarters. First thing I got to do is weld up that seam. Down here, it's rusty, so I got to make a piece here. I got to make a piece back here where all the round is rot. And I got to put a cover over this handle here, so we'll make a piece for that. So we'll start there. First thing I'll do is make this piece here. Just like other things, I got a piece of 18 gauge steel. I'm going to give it a 90. And then we're going to jump it on the shrink and stretcher and give it a bend so that it fits. Okay guys, so we want to make the back window now. What I'm going to do is I took the template that I made for this side and we use that template to make this side. Now what I want to do is transfer it to a piece of metal. So this will line up here, I've marked it, and flip it over and get the other side. That way there, now this piece of metal, once I cut it along this line, should represent the piece of Lexan that I'm going to be making. It's going to get cut, it's going to get bent into shape, and then reinforced. And here is a 4x8 sheet of Lexan. So this is a tinted smoked Lexan. We're going to cut the metal, and once that is made to the shape of the glass, we're going to take the Lexan and we're going to lay it over, cut it close, and then heat it into shape. So hopefully this will work out. So first steps have already been done. We've got this here. We're going to cut this. We're going to make this fit. We're going to put some braces on it to make sure it stays in shape. And then we'll be back. Okay. See how it fits. Okay, we had to cut it. We trimmed it up a little bit, got it to fit where it fits kind of okay. Next thing I want to do is put some braces now in it, so that once it's in place, it'll stay in place. So I'm going to cut up some pieces of metal, and we're going to make some braces for this thing. Okay, so we put the metal in, and it fits in there. Issue I had was, if this is all the way in, it's too far. It needs to sit on this edge. So I need to be able to hold it out and get it to there. So I'm gonna have to think of a way to build a frame on the outside of here to put this to. Also, if it's in that far, there's no way to get the frame out of there because it's tight, it'd be tight on both sides. So I'm gonna think about it overnight and continue doing the glass later. Next we're gonna do is just start stripping the car down and getting it ready for primer. So today we're going to get on the quarter panel. So I've already started stripping it. I gotta weld all of this up and I'm gonna strip the rest of this panel down and epoxy prime it. So should be pretty uneventful, but we're gonna get this thing done. Once it's stripped, there's a couple dents I'm gonna need to fix. There's one here and up here. So we'll get these all fixed up, we'll get them closed, then we'll re-epoxy this quarter panel, and then we'll move on to the other side. Okay, we'll get some paint off this. I take this molding off, so okay, this molding has these clips. We saved them all. So it gets a piece of two-phase tape along the edge on top, and it's clipped in. So we'll save this piece. We got a little repair to do on it, and it'll go back in the quarter when we're done. Okay, so first thing you saw me do was hit it with the grinder, the flopper wheel with 36 on it. Pretty much goal was to get most of the red off. So that's what we're done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it with my 8-inch orbital, and I'm going to smooth that out a little bit, get some more of that paint off. And when it's all bare metal, we'll come back and we'll start welding. So we're going to show you some sanding, then we're going to come back, get going on welding. Okay, take a look. See, this door was in pretty decent shape. So it had a lot of little dings on it and dents, but there's no rot. So you can see this door is in good shape. We got a little bit of rot to fix here and 2 spots back there, and then make a patch for the door, and the quarter will be in good shape. So that's today's goal. Oh, and I got like paint in here. I'm going to use the Roll-Lock hamburger wheel, and we'll clean all that up nice. We'll get that cleaned first, then we'll start making panels and get this thing welded up. So where there was a hole here and a hole here, I opened up the whole piece. And here's why. What Honda did back in the day, for quite a few years, is put this seam sealer right here. And it held water. So we opened up a little bit bigger. We're going to get in there, we're going to clean all the seam sealer out, and then we're going to clean up all this rust on the back side and put some Eastwood's metal etch in there and get rid of the rust. Honestly, this is pretty cheesy too. Maybe let's cut it out, make a piece for it. Now I'm going to want to save the piece here because it has lines in it that I want to need. Okay, so I put this piece in with the bumper on. Make sure I'm good. And that's why I need to put a body line now. So I'm going to hit it with a hammer and get a body line in there. Okay, what'll end up happening is I'll end up welding it up through here, to here, and then I'll bend this back over. I think what it needs now is this end needs to turn a little. So to do that, I'm going to use a shrinker on that. Okay, I made this little piece. Because of these complex bends and turns, especially this one, I made this piece, I ran it through the stretcher, pulled this apart, you can see the teeth marks in it, and that bent this at a slight angle, so that'll form along here. So that has the angle that this has, and it'll continue down. Now, this has to meet with here, so I put it behind there, and I marked it. Now what I do is cut this off. We gotta cut this. Not sure I can stick it behind there or not, we'll see. Yeah, maybe. All right, let's give it an approximate cut. Okay, if we go a little too far, it's not a big deal, we'll weld it up. But yeah, it looks pretty good there. So that gives us a nice line going this way. And this goes nice this way. With a little bit of a bend right here, we're gonna be fine. So let's tack these together to make this one piece. Okay, now that the back piece is made, we're making a piece for the door handle. Just made out of cardboard. Pushed it around the edge, got it closed, and I tightened it up nice so it fits really, really well. Okay, I made the piece. Pretty close, a little big still. What I want to do now is I marked the body lines on both sides, transpose it to the back side, and now I'm going to give it a little bend. Okay, now I can make an adjustment. It's good here, it's a little tight here. So we'll get this ground down first. Okay, with that in there nice, I'm going to have to bend it out a little bit here, and it's flat in the middle again, and take a little bit off of this other edge. Okay, that's good in there, and we'll still a little tight on this side. Now what we're taking off is maybe like 30 seconds of an inch, so it's not a lot. Okay, and there you have it. What I'll do now is put some tack welds on this thing. Now, with this, it's important to let it cool because it will warp around here. We don't want that to happen. So we're doing outside sheet metal. I mean, the inside stuff, we didn't worry about it. But on the outside stuff, it's very crucial to keep it cool. So we're going to run a few welds and then we're going to cool it down. Okay, so this piece is tacked in. This piece now is cool. So we'll go back here, do some of this, and then we'll come down to here and start tacking this in. So I'll be working in these 3 spots and along here all at the same time, keeping it cool. Actually, camera's about to go dead, so what we're going to keep welding, tacking it along we go, and we're going to charge the batteries up a little bit, and then we'll come back. But as you can see, get a better look before we shut the camera down. Nice tight fit all the way around the handle. That's going to be good. This here, we ground it down so it's a tight fit where we put the patch in. We'll fill in the rest of the welds going up, and then we're going to patch up and finish welding up this section. So we'll let your batteries charge up a little bit and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so I'm trying to do is make the window jamb piece, which is this piece here. What I did, took a piece of 18 gauge, gave it a 90, put it in the shrinker, and there we have it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get it marked, put it perfect. I'm going to cut just long of this. I want to bend over the edge just a touch. But there you go. That's going to go. It's going to go in here. Just like that. So we're going to cut this to fit, and then we'll come back and try to put it in. Okay, so I made the piece. Here it is. There's the original. It's a little bit wider, but it's going to go good right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off here. You can see where that is. And I'm going to weld this up to it. And that'll create a nice point there for the window to go in. So that'll go there, and I'll close that up. And then all we got to do now is make something for the window to rest in. So that'll be our next project. So today's work was a lot of off-camera thinking and making. The piece I made earlier, had to cut the bottom to fit, and a little more tweaking, got this to fit. Behind that, I had to add a spacer because it was tilting in like this, so a spacer to keep it straight. I added a half an inch lip all the way around across the bottom. This piece will go in and close up this area. So this is what we have. Got the molding cut and fit, so that fits on there. Let's get back a little. Okay, so that's what we have. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna panel bond this piece onto the inside. So I'll have to put a bunch of welds out here. And then I'm gonna weld up this section right here. I had to put a relief cut in here to get it to come in. I still may cut it and do a little more with it. I'm not sure yet, but for now, we're gonna get this welded up. We're gonna weld it on the inside. I'm gonna weld inside this corner, get all this nice and cleaned up. So I may do is just put some plug weld it down the side, and then we can seam seal it, and this will be nice and tight. So that'd probably be the best way to do that. And then now we got a place for the window. The window will go in and around all of this. Should be fine. So we're going to get this all welded up, and then we'll be back. Okay, yesterday we got this section all buttoned up. It's in good shape. This here, at first I was thinking about that. The water that goes in here, if any goes in, will drain out through the bottom of the door anyhow. It's not gonna be an issue. It's something I was thinking about, and I'm gonna glue it up against here anyway. But if any water does come in, it does have a place to go out the bottom of the door, just like it would on the normal door. So the same as water coming in these seals, anything that comes in can go out. The same will happen here. Tonight we're gonna weld up the rest of this and get this all finished up. I cut this off of the what was there, so now I got this piece. Let me see if I got it. Here we go. Okay, so this chrome trim will fit. I'm gonna have to trim it up to make it fit perfect once I get this piece welded in place. But that's kind of an idea what it's gonna be. We're gonna leave that chrome piece in there. We're gonna paint the top of this red, or actually the body color, which isn't gonna be really a red, it's gonna be a hyper shift color, so you'll have to see that once I get it gone. But anyhow, tonight our job is to get this all welded up and start taking this door apart if I have time, because I need to get this door stripped and I need to get this piece stripped all the way down. And that'll be, if I get that done for this week, we can get back into we'll get this all epoxied, and then we can start doing the body work. But epoxy first, and then we do the body work. So we get welding on this, and then start taking this door apart. Okay, and the progress continues. We've stripped it now. The door is stripped. All the paint's off that. Next, we're going to go on to the fenders. The A-pillar is stripped on the outside. There we go. I've got to make a piece in here to close this section off. So I still need to get that done. I need to get this fender stripped. Okay, what I've decided to do is I'm gonna do the door jamb right now. And what I've done is cut the door hinge. I bolted it from here and here. And we're gonna weld this whole solid. And then we're gonna cover this whole face with a piece of metal. and you won't be able to tell that the hinges were ever there. We'll weld up these holes where the bolts were, and we'll seal this whole side in nice and smooth. Okay, so the hinges are welded. They're ground down. There you go. What we did next, we grabbed a piece of flat metal and stuck it against here best it would fit. And at first I had it was gapped probably like this, so I took out some where it was touching in the middle, marked it, ground it down until now it fits tight. So then what I did is I marked the back side here where it's going to run along the inside of the door. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this right along that line. Okay, we got this tacked in a few places, right along here, down there. Now what I'll do is I'll grind the edge here until it's flush with the inside edge here, and then we'll tack it in here. And once we tack it along there, then we're just a matter of welding it up solid and call it a day. Okay, tonight we welded in the door jamb to the back door. As you can see, I had to notch it to fit around the tag here. So that's all welded 100%. I welded 100% because this is kind of a structural part for what I'm doing. I want it solid and I want it strong. So that's all welded solid. This wasn't, this doesn't need to be, but it is tack welded. Seam seal this edge. But that is welded 100%. I'll grind it all down and then we'll keep moving on. So there's that. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I'm out of time. Bumpers off, headlights out. We started stripping the hood. Once I get around the hood strip, we're gonna cut out the center and get this cowl induction cut out and work it and weld it in properly. So that's stripped. The fender's stripped. As is the door. What's left of the rear door, which is now the quarter panel and the quarter panel. I just scuffed where the old epoxy was. I'll go right back over that with some more, not a big deal. And we've got the door jamb done. So we're in good shape. Nice, easy, nice gap all the way up. We'll get this all primed up for the next video. But for right now, the video is gonna go out at 8 o'clock tonight. And it's 4:30 now. So I still got editing to do and everything else. So I'm gonna get on that and try to get that done. But I want to get, the end of this video put in. So yeah, we made some progress. Next week, we can get the other side of the car stripped down, get all the dents fixed on that, I hope, and get this hood welded in. And then we'll be in good shape for getting the bodywork done and getting this thing painted. So yeah, got a lot done this week. There's still a lot more to go, but we're getting there. We made this the window jamb for this, so I got to make a buck for this and then make a window that'll fit in there nice. What it'll do is it'll tuck in just behind it and come in. So yeah, got a lot done. So all this stuff just takes time, but you keep working on it each day, each week, whatever you got for time, and move forward. So new and old subscribers, thank you very much. We're almost at that 1,000. I mean, it is what it is. Not really worried about being monetized, but it's kind of like a goal you set when you start doing this, and we're almost there. So thank you all you guys. Appreciate it a lot. And again, hit that like. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe, please. Hit notifications, leave comments. I've had a lot of comments lately. I appreciate those. I answer them. And yeah, it's coming along nicely. So again, thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one.